When keeping it real goes wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong, bro.
What's wrong?
Okay. Yo, Rex, talk, bro, to see if I could hear you on my stream.
Keeping it real goes wrong, bro. What's
On
wrong?
yours.
Okay. Yo, Rex, talk, bro, to see if I could hear you on my stream.
Oh,
What's wrong?
Yo, Rex, talk, bro, to see if I should be good. I think I heard you.
hear me on your end?
Yeah. Well, let me see if I hear that part because you were kind of low. Let me hear that one.
No problem. I can always go up.
Yeah, we good. We good, bro.
I'll get ready and start my stream. So, um, huh.
And what? And it cuts off like right there.
So, so like the first, I'm thinking like a half an hour or so, we'll just talk about like the first two games, and then like the second half hour we can talk about the
Like,
new game if you want to. If you only want to do it an hour.
yeah, like we could do like talk about the first two games since you played those, right? We'll talk about that for half an hour, and then I could talk about
Yeah,
like Birth by Sleep and like the other ones, and then we
that's actually what I have. I have that wrote down. I have the second part is just you talking about catching me up.
or like like what's canon and all that stuff.
You can talk all about that.
I'm gonna try because
That sounds.
Kingdom Hearts is it's like you might play all the games, but I still don't know what's going on half the fucking time. Like I feel like it gets retconned a lot.
Dream.
Dream drop.
Somebody else talking.
Is it from my mic?
That's my end. My bad.
Oh, because
I
I'm
had Twitch. I
because
had Twitch up.
oh, because I was about to say because the mic I have, the Blue Yeti, it picks up like the TV from my mom's living room. Like that's how good it is.
It was my end.
That's good. You good, man?
The title, huh?
I mean, it's funny. I have like my normal like OBS setup, but I just put like a Kingdom Hearts 3 wallpaper as the overlay, and I still got the webcam and thing up just for the hell of it.
Ah, good. Right. All right. What's up, everybody? This is Rexjes. We're going to be doing a podcast today with my good buddy here, SageX. I'll drop the link for his stream as well because I believe he's live.
Yeah, I am. And for the people hearing me and on my stream, I'm Sagex, or people call me Sigex, even though Sigex sounds pretty more badass than Sagex. So this is my first ever podcast, so let's see how it goes, man.
well. So I mean, and it's me, so we don't have anything crazy to worry about. And we're gonna talk Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I like the overlay you got.
Oh yeah, I definitely had to do it. I'm doing the wallpaper just for the hell of it.
That
I kind of copy other like content creators on YouTube whenever they talk about stuff, and they always have wallpapers. Like, oh, here's the wallpaper of whatever we're talking about.
but I just didn't. I waited till the last second to get everything going, and then I did anything else. So
Nice. But yeah, bro.
I guess for the first half, we're just gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, questions off of each other, and then the second part we'll have Sage X us about 1.5, Dream Drop, all that stuff that I have not played. We'll talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. So for the first part, we'll just talk about Kingdom Hearts. And for me to you is how old were you when you first played Kingdom Hearts?
All right, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you backstory with that answer. Okay, I think it was like 2003, I believe. I'm not sure on the year, but I was in middle school for sure. So I was probably 13 at the time. And I just recently got into Final Fantasy like maybe the year before that because, I've actually blurted out on one of my streams that Final Fantasy X was my first Final Fantasy ever. And whenever I heard that Kingdom Hearts was a thing, my friend told me, you gotta play this game. It's Final Fantasy characters with Disney characters. And I was like, dude, that is so gay. Why? That was like 13-year-old me. Like, why? Why would you have Cloud, Squaws, and Don Titas, etc. Like, with Disney characters? So, middle school me was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Because it was actually on sale. My parents got it for me, like, for my birthday. So, I played it. So, 2003-ish. Like, I would say my birthday's in the summer. So, summer 2003, that's when I discovered Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, probably in middle school. I think I was probably about the same. I was in like middle school as well.
Yeah. Well, I think we were all like middle school because,
Yeah, it came out around that time, so definitely for me. And I was always a fan. First Final Fantasy game I ever played was Final Fantasy 8. Moved up from there, and then Squall was in Kingdom Hearts 1, and I had to get it. So
I still remember when Squall like showed up that first scene in Traverse Town and you had to fight him. I'm just like, whoa, bro, we're fighting Squall? What the fuck?
it was, but doesn't he have a different name,
Yeah, he
or
goes.
does he go by Squall?
No, he goes by Leon, but we're all like, I was like, bro, you're Squall. This Leon bullshit. I know you trying to do a persona, trying to be all badass and stuff, but like, bro, you Squall. Like, you Squall, bro.
I don't know why they changed the name. Maybe because of the Leonhardt necklace that he wore. I'm not sure.
Probably. Because they probably just Disneyfied it because, Squall Leonhard and or like, let's just call him Leon. Just for the hell of it, because probably little kids that were like, "Oh, little kids are gonna play these games." So they just Squall might be hard for a 6-year-old to say, so they just call him Leon.
Because it was a Disney. It's more Disney, so you're probably right for the younger generation.
Yeah, like it started off as Disney, but I feel like Square just kind of took over the series. It's like they still have the Disney stuff, but the way the story is, it's like it's gone more Square. That I'm like, is this even a Disney game anymore?
There's not even many, like there's Disney worlds, but like most of the characters are Square Enix characters now. So I do agree with that.
But yeah, but
What made you interested in Kingdom Hearts? Was it because of Final Fantasy?
like that's literally like 99% of people's answer. Like the answer to that is like yes. The only reason why I gave it a chance was it has Final Fantasy in there because before I played it, I already beat 10, which was my first one, Final Fantasy 10. I played 7, 8, and 9. So I was like, screw it. I don't have anything else to play because they announced Final Fantasy 12 at that point, but it wasn't even out yet. So I'm like, okay, I'll play Kingdom Hearts 1. That's the only Square game I haven't played. So I'm like, I gave it a chance right there. And like, I didn't buy it. First of all, I rented it for the people watching. We used to have a thing called Blockbuster back in the day. I rented that bitch at Blockbuster.
Job too. So that's where I always wanted to work. I love Blockbuster, man. That's kind of sad. Uh, Final Fantasy was not the reason why I got into Kingdom Hearts. I've always been a Disney fan. Always watched all the Disney movies, and when I saw there's Disney coming with Final Fantasy, I had to jump on it.
Not believe me, like everybody watched Disney growing up, but I mostly got into the series because of Final Fantasy characters. I'm just like, I just want to see how they mix Final Fantasy and Disney. I want to see where they're gonna go with it.
Job too on the blending.
Believe me, and then like what, 15 plus years later, and you have like all these games, and you never thought like, okay, they're doing the first one, okay, it ended cool. But then, like when they came out with the second one, I was like, all right, they might have something going here. They must be making money.
Second one stepped it up. I actually like the second one better than the first, but I really love the first one because it's the original.
Yeah, it's always the original that's
There's
gonna be
something
better.
about it.
It is, because for me, like Kingdom Hearts felt more Disney-ish on the first one than the rest of the games.
Second one, they took it to a new level with the whole fighting and just the way they changed everything. But I enjoy both.
But I enjoyed it, even though like whenever I did my stream on the first Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, oh my god, I need a reaction command so bad. I cannot do this, because by that point, I've already played so many Kingdom Hearts games. I'm expecting like some type of combo or a reaction command, but I was like, oh damn, there's not a lot of that in the first one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
That's why whenever I stream mine, like I took my time, but then like I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously. Like I'm gonna go in order anyway, so I'm just like, I'll get to the second one eventually.
I'm trying to beat the first one. Honestly, when I first played it, I didn't even beat the first one. I got to the final against the guy on the beach. I could not beat him. Not as a kid.
I remember I beat it because back then, especially like when I rented it at Blockbuster, like for me, I used Blockbuster as my test run for games if I enjoyed it, because there was no way I was gonna beat Kingdom Hearts. Like I forgot what was the thing back then. They let you rent the game for what, 2 or 3 days, and then you had to return it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't beat Kingdom Hearts in 2 days. There's no way.
No, no way.
But like what I did, I got like, okay, I enjoyed it, and then like my birthday was like literally like maybe like the month after, and I got it for my birthday. So I'm just like, all right, cool, I got it. Now let me finish it, even though I restarted over just to like, because back then I was like, oh, you have to pick the sword, the shield, or the staff. I'm just like, god damn, thank god they got rid of that shit.
Yeah, when I first got it, I didn't have a memory card. So I've had that, and I had Final Fantasy X. Really did not turn my system off until I got a memory card like 2 days later.
Jesus Christ, the good old days of memory cards.
Um,
The good old days.
yeah, good days of not having enough space.
Literally.
I know, but it's easier.
Literally. I remember a memory card, 8 megabytes. Ladies and gentlemen, hell the fucking childhood.
Maybe you could get a 12.
If you were rich,
8 was the highest.
8 was the highest. It's like if you had
Yeah, I
one,
think so.
and like those were the good times where video games, all you had to do was pop open that PS2, pop in the disc, and you didn't have to worry about a damn patch or a day one download. Those were the good old days. Kingdom Hearts 1, like for me, Kingdom Hearts, it's like one of those series that you never knew. Like, people have always done like fan fictions of stuff, but like Final Fantasy and Disney, however that incident came to be, like I don't know who the hell thought of doing that. I hope they did. I hope they got a big ass race or a big ass promotion back then.
They had to. Square Enix gets pretty crazy anyway in general, so that had to have been them. There was no way Disney brought that to the table.
No, because I read an article like a few years ago that Disney and Square they were in the same building at one point. I don't know if it was like a building in Japan or in America, and I heard that there was like a conversation in the elevator. It's like they were like, "Wouldn't it be
This is a
fun?"
joke.
That was a joke. So that one was
And
a
they brought it to reality.
yeah. They were like, "Oh, will it be funny if Square did a game with Disney and they just laughed it off?" I'm just like, you never know. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
Now it took off and people want a third game, which they probably didn't even want to make 3 games.
I bet you
They
back
can own this song.
they probably thought it was gonna be a one hit wonder.
Plan for making one.
Like the first one, people may hate, like they love it because it started the series, but gameplay mechanic wise, it's probably like the weakest.
First one, yeah.
Well, gameplay mechanic, but I still prefer Kingdom Hearts 1 game mechanics than the freaking Chain of Memories. God,
It was a terrible game. We don't even talk about that one.
like it's
Why was it even a card game? Why?
because it
Made no sense.
like okay for me because I bought it on the Game Boy Color because it used to be a Game Boy Color game.
PS2.
Yeah, well, it came out on Game Boy Color originally, but then they remade it on PS2. Like it literally came out on.
Yeah. There's a lot of them on the like on the Game Boys. I've never played any of them.
Yeah, like Chain of
Like a place.
yeah, because Chain of Memories was the only one on the system that's actually canon to the story. Which
Story?
yeah, Chain of Memories is actually canon. I hate
That's
it.
really weird. Why did they be? Why did they become cards? What's the backstory on it?
The what I understand, I never beat that fucking game because I was streaming every Kingdom Hearts games on my stream. I still gotta do Recoded, and that's another game that I hate. But we'll get onto that later. Recoded, but Chain of Memories, I hated the card battle system. I bought it on PS2 back in the day. I never beat it. I don't even think I got past the third world before I gave up.
Literally just put the game in, found out it was a bunch of card games, and I like quit it. never picked it up. I will watch you stream it. Recoded. I've never actually even heard of that one.
No, we'll get to that one later. But Chain of Memories, whenever I streamed it, I didn't even play the game. I just went on YouTube, played the damn movie with the gameplay for the bosses. That was it. I'm like, we're watching this. I'm not playing this. I want to know what the story is, even though there wasn't really a lot out of it. Which I don't like. It's canon in a way, but with them bringing back some of the people from Chain of Memories from Organization 13 into 3, now like that game actually matters now. I'm just like, oh man, I'm actually have to go back and play this thing. Like I might consider playing it, and that's like a stretch if I do.
I'm never playing them. I'm just gonna be blunt and honest. I will never play Unchained. I'll watch you stream the video on YouTube. I won't be watching it. As far as me playing it goes.
Believe me, I don't want to stream it, but if I literally have nothing to stream, I might consider doing the playthrough of it.
I like what you do on your stream because you actually turned some of them into movies. You turned what was it, you turned that into a movie.
Yeah, like the Chain of Memories. I just because
360
yeah, like
did all that.
Yeah, 358 over 2 days on the HD collection on PS4. It actually comes as a movie. There's no gameplay. It's like they redid it as an HD movie.
Yeah, you streamed all that, and I did watch a little bit of it.
Oh my god, man. That's like I have never even played that game because like the only thing like Kingdom Hearts is like a great series, but where they messed up a lot throughout the years was releasing like the side. Like people only played 1 and 2. They're like, oh, I'm gonna wait till 3 because people back then, hell, we had to buy a PSP for Birth by Sleep. Then people had to buy a DS for 358 over 2 days. And then they had to go buy a 3DS for Dream Drop Distance. I'm just like, really? We gotta spend money on all these systems so we could just know what the hell is going on in the story?
I didn't have the money to do that. I had a PS2. I didn't have a PSP. I didn't have a DS or a 3DS. I do now. Didn't back then. So I only played the first two, and you would think, the first one came out probably 2002, 2003.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 came out 2002.
2005? Yeah, 2005, 2006 for the second one.
The second one. And,
2008, maybe 2009 on the PS3. No, 10 years later, we're still waiting.
well, but you know what they're doing with since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in Japan, which is 2005, if it comes out 2018, I'm saying if, like at this point with Kingdom Hearts,
Push it back.
like with all the stuff coming out this year, are they really gonna risk Kingdom Hearts getting their ass kicked by Red Dead 2? Or like Spider-Man on PS4? Are they gonna risk it? No.
Spider-Man, we got now Spyro's gonna be
And
a
then
big one.
and
You have
Spy
God of War.
Yep, God of War next week or 2 weeks or whatever. Like, are they really gonna risk?
Doing well.
Like for me, I won't be mad if they push it to 2019 for Kingdom Hearts 3, because they're gonna get their ass whooped with these other
Be
mainstream.
smart.
Yeah, because Spider-Man, it looks amazing. Red Dead, that has Game of the Year candidacy right there.
It will be.
And
Yeah, it probably will be.
And plus, I want Kingdom Hearts 3 to be complete. I don't want Square to release Kingdom Hearts 3 and then we get the Final Fantasy 15 treatment.
I barely played 15, and I know there was a lot of DLC on it. And yeah.
Yeah, because they came out with the Royal Edition where they added like 6 more bosses. I'm just like, so I paid $60 for a beta a year and a half ago? Like, are you serious?
We're in an era where there is DLC. It's going to be... Now, I know it would be smart for them to package worlds in a DLC bundle. Like, hey, you buy this bundle, you can get like, a couple other worlds.
Yeah.
That suck, but you know it's going to happen. It's got to.
But back then, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and like the other ones, it was already a completed game.
Yeah.
But the question is...
That won't be like that.
The question is, are they going to do like... They're going to do like the set worlds for the main story, but... What I'm thinking they might do a DLC, like a DLC pass or... What, like a season pass? I'm looking for that word, season pass. Like,
Yeah.
You know how they had like the secret bosses in Kingdom Hearts, like, like in Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, where you get to fight Xemnas and Hollow Bastion. Like, they could do that. Like, oh, there's a new world, and you do it, and there's like a secret boss. You know?
They do that. Yeah, I don't think the DLC will affect the main story, but they're definitely going to have some sort of DLC. It's Square Enix. Square Enix is known for it now.
Yeah, unless they could do something with Olympus Coliseum. Like adding more tournaments.
That could be smart. Yeah.
But who knows?
Like online, so that would be pretty smart.
Or, like online ranking for gummy stuff,
Man, I wish they would get rid of the gummies, honestly.
Yeah. Like I hated Gummies. It's funny how we were like, let's start with Kingdom Hearts 1 and we're all jumping timelines.
But Gummies was in the first one, but I
Yeah.
didn't enjoy them.
Oh, I hated Gummies on the first one. I enjoyed it on the second one. I am not gonna lie. Like
On the first.
I don't know if it was the gameplay mechanics or was it the music. Like I feel like it was like both.
Probably both.
Cause you know Shinamura, she's a goddess at making fucking badass OSTs for this series.
Do you have a favorite character from Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2? Or are they two different ones?
Like it'll be like the typical answer to say Sora, but Riku has grown on me. I might have to go the Riku route. Like Riku's my
Favorite and Axel.
everybody loves Axel. It's like a given. Like Axel is like he's like a fan favorite. He's like to me like I don't know. I've compared this to Walking Dead. Like Axel and Daryl Dixon and Walking Dead, they like the only reason why Axel is still alive and it has a plot point going into Kingdom Hearts 3 is because it was the fandom. The reason why Daryl or Norman Reedus is Daryl and Walking Dead is still alive is because of the fan base. Axel / Lee is still alive. It's because of the fan base.
He's going to probably most likely die in this third game, though. I mean, he's got to.
Yeah, unless they give him some plot armor, which is like out of nowhere, which might retcon like stuff from previous games.
And they got to end it. They got to end it, so they got to have to kill him off.
Yeah, because with the new game, we'll get to that later whenever I'm explaining what's going on. But he has plot armor, like he has fan plot armor.
Any of the characters' hairstyles that you like the best? Unfortunately for me, it's also Axel.
Yeah, let me see. My favorite hairstyle.
Yeah, it's always going to be Axel for me.
Yeah, like, I like the red, but if I could get Axel's red hair and like probably put it into like Sora's hairstyle, I'll dig it.
Pretty cool. Yeah. All right. And any favorite side characters from the first game and the second game?
Not Donald.
Donald or Goofy for me. I like Jack Skeleton in the first, and I like Simba in the second.
Let me see. First one. Ooh, man. Jack is a good one because I don't know. He's like the only one I used. Like, whenever I went to other. Yeah, Jack is good in the first one. And the second one, I might have to lean towards like whenever you get to play as Riku in the final stage, because I wasn't expecting that like towards the end of the game. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Riku there is a backup character, just him in the background fighting. I never thought they were gonna put him in the party. I'm just like, oh shit, Riku. I'm like, this is my new favorite character.
He's been my favorite character for right up there with Axel. It's always been them two.
No, I believe like
A
very.
lot of the side characters. Any side character that you do not like, besides Donald and Goofy?
Dude, that is so cheating at that point. Okay, and
Nobody likes Donald.
he never fucking heals me. Like if I were to say like the one I hated the most in the first game was Ariel, because I hated controlling that world so
I
bad.
hated that world
Like
in general. Yeah, I didn't like anything
That-
about it. The
that's-
boss battle sucked too.
yeah, because I feel like they made it into a musical world because they probably saw that people bitched about the gameplay mechanics of underwater. So that's why I dislike Ariel as a character because of the gameplay mechanics of her world. If it was like if it was like something different, I would have been like, I would have hated another character, but I would have to put Ariel as my least favorite for the first one. And the second one,
Ariel, Winnie the Pooh for me on the second. No, I'm just kidding.
oh, like like for me in the second game, I'm trying to remember because I actually enjoyed everybody. Let me see. Like like I didn't really hate anybody in the second game, but I hated Hercules because he was being an emo bitch for like half the game, and he wasn't even playable. Like
True.
I'm like,
Who did you get? Orin?
like you get
I think you
Orin.
got Orin.
Yeah, we got Orin. I'm like, all right, I'll take that over Hercules. But Hercules was being an emo bitch like half the game. Like, oh, it took him like literally 3/4 of the game. It took us 2 times to go to that world and do story for him to realize that I'm a hero and blah blah blah. Love matters. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you could have done that the first go around.
Everybody at the beginning.
And then like I'm gonna ask you.
Actually,
Let me see. I'm gonna ask you a question. Like for the first 2 games, you everybody hated Winnie the Pooh. Like if they were to bring that shit back in 3, would you be pissed?
coming back, and no, I won't be pissed. It's coming back.
like like it's like a guarantee. It's like, oh, people hate this, but we're gonna put it in there, especially with them doing a lot. And then especially with them doing the live action Winnie the Pooh movie now, I'm just like, oh my god, Winnie the Pooh might actually come back for 3.
We'll see. Just throw that out there.
But yeah, but then like I saw the trailer for the new Winnie the Pooh trailer. Like it looked like Winnie the Pooh was on freaking meth, and then you have General Kenobi. You have Obi-Wan Kenobi playing Christopher Robin. I'm like, all right, you got a fucking Jedi playing Christopher Robin. I see where you're going with this, Disney. You're only using General Kenobi just to sell tickets.
I agree. Yeah, the Winnie the Pooh did look weird, but I don't know. I've always been a fan of the Winnie the Pooh movies, but I do not like them in Kingdom Hearts.
I don't like.
There's something about it.
I hated the mini games in those fucking books.
Yeah, I did. Finding all the pages sucked. Everything about that I didn't enjoy.
Especially like you had to do it if you wanted to get the Ultima weapon for materials. I'm like, oh my god, I need to collect the Winnie the Pooh pages so I could get a certain item so I could make the damn Ultima weapon. Why are you making me do this, Square?
Find them. Find them. So luckily, if you have like the walkthroughs, you can find them that way. If not, good luck. You're gonna have to YouTube it.
Yeah, but
Some of them are hitting pretty well.
yeah, but back then internet connection sucks. So I didn't. I bought the strategy guide for the second game.
Okay, I have them both.
But I think that they might be in the attic. I don't even know where they're at.
Bookcase behind me.
So yeah, but dude, like once we got to Kingdom Hearts 2, bro, I feel like the game changed from there.
Did I agree? It took a step up because you got the overdrives, which you didn't have in the first one, I believe.
Yeah, the
And
overdrive.
his uniform. His uniform was really nice, Sora.
Yeah, because that's where I feel like they started like Square started taking over because Kingdom Hearts 1 they made the Sora outfit from the first game. They were trying to do the Mickey Mouse colors, like the yellow shoes and all that, and like the red shorts. They were just trying to do like Mickey for Sora.
Which, speaking of Mickey, why haven't we been able to play with Mickey on the team really? One time?
Well, in the second game,
In the second game?
whenever you die, I don't know. Like, I don't know if Square doesn't want us to control Mickey as a main character because, they're like, Mickey.
More of a playable side character.
Yeah, but because you know how Disney is, like, they get so ridiculous. Like, oh, we can't have Mickey, being like in the main violence. I'm like, y'all gave that dude a Keyblade and y'all don't want him to fight. I'm like,
True. They don't want him fighting.
like I feel like how they say that there's like we'll get to that later in the stream whenever I explain the other stuff, the other games outside of 1 and 2, but I feel like they just wanted Mickey in there just for the brand.
Nah.
Like, but even though like Nomura has so many storylines, he wanted to involve Mickey, but Disney. They were like, yeah, y'all can do this, but y'all can't really do that, Like, we can't have our characters be doing, like, some extreme stuff. I'm like, you already have Mickey fighting Heartless, Donald and Goofy, and other Disney characters. It's like, they're fighting darkness to protect the light. Isn't that, like, Disney-ish already?
Disney's had some dark movies in the past, so
Yeah, but you know,
using. I
but
don't know why we can't use more Mickey.
no idea. But hopefully in 3, like I feel like in 3 we might get it with Riku, like with Riku, like controlling Riku and Mickey will be your party member.
Mickey in the new one. New one, I'm sure. If not, you better be in a DLC bundle. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then I'm getting a shout out in my comments. Yo, Nisa, welcome to the stream. Kingdom Hearts podcast today. No gameplay. That is so weird. Streaming and no gameplay. What?
I mean, if you do this, if you stream after the podcast, I mean, you could play gameplay.
That's true. But you know, I might just do the podcast today just for the hell of it. I want to try something new because I've always wanted to do something like this.
I've always want to do stuff too.
Because, you know, okay, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. You know, it's a good idea. Like in the future, like I want to do like a Dragon Ball podcast, you know, or something like that.
You know, I would do Dragon Ball Z with you, man, but I haven't watched this episode of Super.
Yeah.
I
Because
have not watched anything since GT, my friend. It's been a while.
yeah.
Ended, so now what are you gonna do? Because all you were doing was Dragon Ball Z reviews.
Oh my god. What am I going to do? Super is over for now.
And else, Naruto, One Piece.
That's what my coworker told me. It's like, oh, you gotta watch Naruto or One Piece. I'm like, dude, One Piece is like 1,000 episodes. Does it look like I have the time? And like in Naruto,
Start on
and,
episode 1.
and then like Naruto, it's like a lot of that shit is filler.
See, that's filler too.
Yeah, yo, Nissan, who doesn't love Dragon Ball, man? Who doesn't love Dragon Ball? Yeah.
I'll ask you to do a Dragon Ball Z, but there was no way. I can't keep up, man. I don't know anything about Super. But
You need to watch it.
I should start from episode 1. To be honest with you, I mean, I can.
You can, but you know, we gotta get back to the Kingdom Hearts topic before we go to Z.
You wanna start talking about and catching this up on the second part? You want to take a break, or are you good?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, just catch us up because I have not played 2.5. I've never played 1.5. I didn't play Dream Drop. I've only played 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2, you basically know the story, right? Well, then you have Chain of Memories in between 1 and 2, and 358 over 2 days. Somehow in the
I don't know anything about that besides what I watched off of your stream.
Yeah, because, 1 and 2, 1 is the intro to the story. You get like the heart, introduction to the Heartless and like Ansem, and you were like, who the fuck is Ansem? Blah blah blah. We kill Ansem, and then 2 they bring in the nobodies, and Zemnis is Ansem's nobody, and then like it just ended up being so much like they dropped so much shit in the second game. It's like, oh, Ansem wasn't really Ansem. The real bad guy is Xehanort, who stole Ansem's name, and I'm just like, and then he just named his Heartless. I'm just like, wait, what? I'm like 16 at that point. I'm just like, what the fuck happened? Like, who the fuck? Like, oh, that's the real Ansem. He's Xehanort. I'm like, who the fuck was the first bad guy? I'm like, oh, that was just the Heartless.
When they threw the nobodies in, I'm like, what the hell are the nobodies?
Yeah, with me playing like some Dream Drop Distance. I'm not Dream Drop Distance. The Chain of Memories on the game. Whenever it was on Game Boy, I somewhat knew what was going on in the second game, even though I didn't know because I was like 16. I'm just like, okay, Organization 13, but we only fought like 6 of them. Where the hell were the other ones? And they were like, oh, they died during Chain of Memories. I'm like, all right, roll with it.
Yeah, that was one game. I wasn't gonna even try and watch the story on that game.
Kingdom Hearts is like one of those game series like you think you know what's going on, Like I think I know what's going on, and I've played most of them or watched the ones I didn't like on YouTube, and I still don't know what's going on half the time.
Ajax doesn't know what's going on. That means probably nobody knows what's going on because you played everything.
I played almost everything or watched it. And like I'm even asking myself the question, is the damn mobile game even canon to the story? Cuz some people say yes, other people say no. I'm just like, okay, fuck me,
That
man.
mobile game,
Yeah.
played it for a little bit, but like every mobile game, I end up dropping it like after a month.
Yeah,
It's not getting into the story. There's no way.
yeah. Even the someone on my stream is like they only played 1 and 2. I'm just like, cause the whole system thing back in the day. You have to buy a DS, you have to buy a PSP. But yeah, well, let me explain how
So
the
what
well let me
are the nobody?
the nobodies from what I know are the empty shells of when somebody loses their heart, they they get split into two: a heartless and a nobody. The heartless is like the soul or the heart or whatever, and the nobody is like the empty shell, like of the human or whatever, or whoever lost their heart.
Okay.
Apparently, but back then in Kingdom Hearts 2, it's like, oh, nobodies they don't have hearts, right? You play 2, you kill all the nobodies because they want to form Kingdom Hearts because they want to get hearts. But apparently, in the first game, they wanted to do Kingdom Hearts because they wanted to destroy the light. So I'm just like, okay, what the hell is Kingdom Hearts? Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Apparently, it's the door,
Nobody knows.
like it's the door to light, and then like, oh, it could give us like we could get hearts if we do Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, okay, and then you do Birth by Sleep. It's like, oh, I'm gonna open Kingdom Hearts because I need to do, the all ultimate Keyblade. I'm like, so what? Like, they keep changing what Kingdom Hearts does, like in every single game. It's like, what does it really do?
That's why I don't think they meant to even continue after one game. They really had no real storyline that they were going to. They just started throwing games and just coming up with crazy storylines.
Yeah, like some of them, like it makes sense, but I feel like they had the retcon stuff from previous games, so they were like, okay, this needs to make sense.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, because whenever like 2 happened and then Roxas was revealed to be Sora's nobody, and you're all like, okay, whenever other people became heartless, like Axel still looked like Axel, and etc. Everybody in Organization 13, it's like, why did Sora's nobody look different? I'm like, they never explained it, right?
I felt sorry for Roxas.
Yeah, like so Roxas is like one of those characters. I don't know why people hate him.
Yeah, I hate Roxas. I like Roxas.
It's like,
How do you hate somebody like that? He had a shitty. Like he got to have the time of his life, and then it's just gone.
they're asking me a question on my stream, Rexjes.
Okay.
Could you give me a rundown on Keyblade wielders? Are there any? Are they special, or can anybody have a Keyblade? Apparently, back in the day, you had to have a heart of pure light, but then out of nowhere, everybody could have a fucking Keyblade. Like Kyrie wants a Keyblade now. It's like Kyrie was a Princess of Heart, but now she's one of the 7 lights. I'm like, is she a Princess of Heart, or is she like a Guardian of Light? I'm like, oh, let's give Kyrie a Keyblade because why not? Like it was never really explained until Birth by Sleep. Like
I don't know why she got one.
no, I'll get to that in a minute, because I gotta Chain of Memories. That game was bullshit with the whole cards, and then 358 whatever number 358 over 2 days. 666 over 2 days. Like you
I get the numbers wrong as well.
yeah, it's like it's 300 and something days over 2. It's the Kingdom Hearts with a bunch of numbers in it. Like
Yeah,
when they
all sad.
yeah, because whenever I saw like on the HD collection, I was like, thank God they made it into a movie. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch it. It was like 2-3 hours long, and like okay, I got like you got to understand who the nobodies were, and what they wanted to do, and there was like beef in the organization, and that's why like half of them were missing in two because they went to Castle Oblivion, which was in Chain of Memories. Which like they didn't even explain what the hell Castle Oblivion was until Birth by Sleep. It's like everything got answered in Birth by Sleep, like since that's the origin game. Well, it was the origin game before they came out with more origin crap. I'm just like, there's like,
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah, it's like, oh, they went to Castle Oblivion because they were looking for whatever they were looking for. Like they wanted a, because they captured Namine, which was like what, Kyrie's nobody or something like that. Or like it was like a mixture of Sora and Kyrie, and they made Namine. I never understood the whole Namine thing, but I feel it's bad for her because I'm just like, poor her. She doesn't even know what's going on because we don't know either.
That's true. None of them knew what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were trying to find like some like, I think they were trying to find a way to become human again, and then obviously Sora, Donald, and Goofy they kill them off because they were just trying to get out of there because they were being held captive at the castle. And then Riku had a storyline. And I was just like, okay. In the end, that's how Riku and Mickey were in Castle Oblivion somehow. I'm just like, weren't y'all behind Kingdom Hearts in the realm of darkness? How the fuck did you get out? That was never explained.
So that's very true.
I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, it's just plot. At that point, it's plot at this point. And that's how they
To fill it in.
yeah, and that's how they met the real Ansem in Castle Oblivion, and that's how Mickey and Riku got the Organization 13 type clothes. You know, the hood. That's how they got the hood, and that's why they had it in the second game.
Ansem really an evil person.
Ansem, at originally he was just doing research on, on the heart and the heart of all worlds and all that, but Xehanort stole all his stuff and he just, got rid of Ansem and he took his, all his colleagues, like Ansem's, workers and guards, they were all Organization 13 members.
Okay. So he's pretty much just the research tech.
Yeah, he was just a research guy, and Xehanort just converted everybody. It's like, oh, let's do I'm gonna research Ansem stuff, but we're gonna kick Ansem to the curb. So he just disappeared. I don't know, because I think Xehanort sent Ansem to the realm of darkness at one point, and that's how as the Xehanort got to control, the people that ended up being Organization 13. Because that was all his master plan or whatever. Because he wanted people to become heartless and nobody so he could go on with his plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like so much. It's so much, and I don't even know if I'm making any sense.
So what was added in 2.5? Was it just more battles, or is it more story?
Well, in 1.5 and 2.5, I'm literally looking at the box right now. We got Kingdom Hearts 1. We got Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, which, you got the extra bosses and stuff that only came out in Japan.
Extremely hard bosses.
Yeah, and then you got Chain of Memories, the PS2 one, but, I didn't play it. I just got a movie from YouTube and just streamed it on my channel.
I own it. It's sitting right on this, and I will never touch it.
Beverly, and then you got 358 over 2 days, which I still gotta explain that because we're gonna the Chain of Memories events happen, but 358 over 2 days was happening also at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's where Roxas discovered who he really was. even the organization, they made a puppet called Shion. Like, like I think she ended up being like an empty shell of Kyrie or Sora or something like that. Which I still don't understand. But the Shion thing was sad. Like, if people were to go to my YouTube page and I uploaded that fucking stream, like
I watched it.
I cried like a bitch, man. I felt so like I felt them fucking feels, man.
Did feel sorry for her, that's for sure.
I felt sorry for her because they were just using her and she didn't have like a like
I didn't. I didn't have any emotion for her.
like for me. I don't know why I did because they were all like because she didn't have like an actual face, but with Roxas and Axel, like Roxas saw put Kyrie's face on her for some apparent reason, but with black hair. Because with Roxas being Sora's, nobody, it's like okay, he remembers Kyrie, but with black hair for some apparent reason. And with Axel, that's how you see like the friendship, like like the friendship they had in 2. I wonder how they became friends. And you see in 358 over 2 days how that friendship came to be.
Yeah, Axel definitely has a side for them. Sorry for Roxas, and I did that girl.
Yeah, but I don't know. People want Shion to come back for 3, so
I don't know if she will.
who knows? Like, everybody's gonna come back because oh, Sora has to save everybody.
Does he? Does he save everybody, or does it?
No,
Nah, it's Disney. He's gonna save everybody.
It's
I was gonna say, or does Sora die?
I was just like, it's still Disney. It's like, oh, everybody's gonna be saved. I don't care if you hate this character, and it's like people hate Roxas. I don't know why they hate Roxas. He's coming back. He has to come back. And like Shion, like people hate Shion. They're gonna make her come back somehow. Because that actually gets explained in another game on like why she's fucking important too. It's like everybody there's like with it being like Disney based, it's like you can't really kill off anybody.
He really can't. I guess continue catching us up on what. Yes.
Alright, Nissan, we'll get to that question when we get to Kingdom Hearts 3 only. Because that's actually a section. Because there's a section that we're all like, what do we want for Kingdom Hearts 3? What's our expectations? What worlds? What do you think the story's going to be? We'll get to that question later. I actually got a Kingdom Hearts 3 question. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Man, but
I got plenty of Kingdom Hearts 3 predictions and stuff, so I got plenty of questions to ask you.
Yeah, I believe because right now with Rexjes, Nissan, he's played only 1 and 2, but he wants me to catch him up for 3. So it could somewhat make sense. Because 358 over 2 days. Shion was just a puppet by the organization to wield a Keyblade so they could collect hearts along with Roxas. Because you know how they did that in Kingdom Hearts 2, right? They needed Sora to kill Heartless so Kingdom Hearts could get bigger in the world that never was. That plan was already in effect in 358 over 2 days. Because they were just because Sora was asleep at that point, so they were just using Roxas and Shion to get Kingdom Hearts started while Sora slept. I just like it that they try to close everything, but it really doesn't make it makes sense, but it's kind of like, oh, they're just cramming it in there so it can make sense.
They just started throwing a whole bunch of backstory in to catch you up, pretty much connect everything together.
Okay, I got a question, Rex, for one and two from a viewer. What world did you like and dislike in the first one and in the second game?
Oh man, We answered it. Was we both hated Ariel. We didn't hate any from the second game, I believe. And the world that I liked the most, and it was Jack Skeleton, and then Halloween Town. What was my second one?
I don't
It
know.
was what's it called? Lion King. That was my favorite.
Let me see. I think I said the world I liked in the first one. I would have to say Hollow Bastion because that's where like all the story just got interesting, and then you had
I
Beast,
like Hollow Bastion.
and then
Hollow Bastion's music was the
eh,
best music in the game.
yeah, and then like you had the Beast from Beauty and the Beast as your party member. I'm just like, all right, let's go tackle this big ass castle with the Beast, and
But
then
Beast pissed me off, man. He would charge in and get killed by the dragon a lot.
oh, that's the only thing. That's the only downfall. That's where I would trade him in for like freaking Goofy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then like the world I hated in Kingdom Hearts One was freaking Atlantica. I hated
Same
the
here.
the gameplay. The gameplay for the underworld, like the underwater thing, was bullshit. It was so stupid. It's
I
like,
didn't like it either.
and like straight up, like I know this is gonna sound dumb. I I liked Winnie the Pooh better in Kingdom Hearts One. I would love to play that fully than to do Atlantica in the first Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I liked Winnie the Pooh better than the land. Another world I liked in the second game, but the old school world, like it was old school Mickey Mouse. I
Yeah,
actually enjoyed that area.
yeah, because I remember when I did Timeless River in Kingdom Hearts 2, I was 16 and my mom actually she liked to watch me and my brother play, and she was like, "Oh, I remember when I was growing up and I used to watch, Disney in black and white." I'm just like, she got like a good throwback out of it. It's like, huh, they're teaching y'all how Disney was back then. I actually like that.
But like some of the mini games, sure, kind of were pretty tough, but I actually liked them.
Yeah, like and like for me, I still gotta answer my favorite world and least favorite world in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh man, that's a tough one, man. Like I would like to say that Twilight Town was my favorite whenever you controlled Roxas. Like,
Yeah, I think you said that. That's what you said.
yeah, because you got to play as Roxas, and we were like, who the fuck is Roxas? And then like you play as him for like 2 3 hours, however long it took the player to play, the intro. Because for some reason I kind of got attached to Roxas in those 2 or 3 hours.
For 'em. Yeah,
And then my least favorite world in two. Man, that's a hard one.
favorite. I actually enjoyed all of them, unless I guess you could consider Winnie the Pooh, but
Yeah, I would like. I actually enjoyed all the worlds, but I would say Winnie the Pooh because I did not want to do the book again. Like that's the only reason why I hated it. I was like, oh, I gotta redo the book, even though it was different. I'm just like, it's still doing the same thing. And two, they picked the right worlds, in my opinion, because I was like, okay, we got to go to Mulan. That was sweet. We got to go back to see
that was
Hercules.
nice.
Like you got to go, do more tournaments at the Coliseum, especially in the underworld. You got to go to freaking Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, they had some balls doing that. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean was like what, PG-13 or something like that when they came out.
Skeletons and shit. So I mean, it was pretty cool.
You got pirates, guns, and like rum and alcohol. I'm like, all right, Disney, you guys are getting a little bit darker on the Kingdom Hearts. Lion King was like. Lion King was like the what the fuck world for me because I was like they actually pulled it off. I'm just
They
like
did pull it off.
I'm just like, okay, we get Sora as a little lion, and we get Donald actually flying. Donald actually
Yeah.
flies in that world, and then Goofy was a turtle,
True.
and I don't know why. To this day, the way Goofy just spins around in that world, I'm just like, how do you fucking do that, Goofy? Like that's
He
what
would slaughter everything because he was unstoppable in that world.
he was like. So that's like my favorite and least favorite worlds from one and two. But we gotta go back to the time, like, because 358 over 2 days, basically Shion was an empty shell for Sora and or Kyrie or whatever the fuck she was. She's something. you know, that's how Kingdom Hearts is confusing. Because there's some more serious Kingdom Hearts people on YouTube. Like they're more like they're like people think I'm a like people say like, damn, Jesse, you're a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan. It's like I think so, but I feel like there's people on the internet on YouTube that they review all the breaking news, all the rumors, all the leaks. Those are the real people. They know more than me.
We got people that do that, but I do consider you a diehard, you
Like
know,
like I'm a diehard
anyway.
like I'm a diehard fan, but who's casual. Like, I'm a casual diehard fan. Like I'm the casual diehard guy, because I'll be like, I'm down. Like, oh, whenever they announced three, I lost my shit. I was like, oh shit, it's actually fucking happening now. When like they announced a new Final Fantasy, or like they announced something like to me that I consider hype. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking hype. Like I'm that guy. As like the other people on the internet, they're like freak out, like big time.
Yeah, a lot of people freak out. I haven't had to freak out in a while because I did when they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake, but then they started, we're never going to get it. So I haven't had a freak out moment in a while.
No, I think the last one I had, I feel like the last like freak out before I even did like, well, I did like I reacted to the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers. But when the last time I literally freaked out was probably whenever they did the Toy Story trailer. Like I fanboy because I was like, holy shit, they're doing Pixar now and they're doing fucking Toy Story. It's like they know that the people playing this game, they're in their 20s and 30s now, and they're like, okay, let's hit them with Toy Story. I'm like, I fanboyed, and then whenever they finished that trailer and they put 2018, I was like, oh shit. I remember, I remember,
Yeah,
and
same here, man. Toy
I,
Story.
I remember I was doing the reaction video, and actually, like I got on my bed behind me, people watching the stream, and my dog was laying down, and he was like, "Archer is coming! It's finally coming!"
Yep.
And like my dog,
I'm hoping it gets delayed, but it's coming.
yeah, I'm hoping. Like I'm one of those people. It's like people wanted 2018, like wait it off a little bit.
Yeah. Get a more complete game.
But yeah,
Relies on money,
it's money. Uh,
but
but let
it's all about money.
it is. But let me finish 358 over 2 days, so I could move on to Birth by Sleep. Basically,
Yeah.
the ending of it, Shion and Roxas fight. Obviously, in the original game, you control Roxas, you defeat Shion. Because if I say die, people don't die in Kingdom Hearts. Apparently,
Yeah.
we defeat them. It's like how many times have we killed Hades? How many times have we
Yeah,
killed? You just defeat him. Like Shion disappears.
the world of it's Disney.
It's Disney, and like, is it? Yeah, but let me finish this, Rex, and I'm gonna go take a leak real quick. All right. Like Roxas leaves the organization in the end of the 358 over 2 days, and that's where Riku fights him in the end, and Riku beats him by turning him into Ansem from the first game, and that's how the real the real Ansem, the science Ansem, that's where he transports Roxas into the Twilight Town that we play as in the second game, so they could use him to wake up Sora. But give me 1 second, Rex. I'm gonna go take a leak, and we'll continue. We'll start on Birth by Sleep.
BRB.
All right.
I was any good, I would have threw music up for you guys. It would take me a minute, and he'll be back.
Alrighty, Rex, I'm back, man.
All right,
Okay, Birth by Sleep. I doubt you never played that one either, right?
never played that one either.
Yeah, like that one. I remember I played that when it first came out in 2010. But even though I technically never finished it because I was at college at that point. Jesus Christ. Now that I think about it, it's like I played Kingdom Hearts 1 when I was in middle school. And Birth by Sleep came out. I'm in college.
Yeah, and you're still playing it.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. I was like 13 when I first played 1. I was 20? 21 when I played Birth by Sleep on PS3? No, I was 20. I just recently turned 20. Jesus.
Older than me, right?
I'm 28 right now.
You're 2 years older than me.
Yeah, I'll be 29 in June. Yeah, like later on in the stream, since I've already revealed my real age, like whenever we do our Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, I'm gonna tell y'all a joke that I told myself a long time ago, like for Kingdom Hearts 3, since that was like never coming out back then. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. You know, Birth by Sleep, it was like the first game, you know, that you don't play as Sora and the rest of the people. Well, you know, you had 358 over 2 days on the DS, but you know, I didn't play it. I was enriched to have a DS because I had to pay tuition and shit for college and books.
But
But I had a PSP because for the real people on my stream or on Rex's stream, if y'all had a PSP before Birth by Sleep to play Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7, y'all the real MVPs.
never played that. My wife played it.
Now that's the only reason why I got a PSP in the first place. Just to play Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7. Because, that's how the Final Fantasy thing, that's the only reason why I started playing Kingdom Hearts. You could tell the Final Fantasyism. If it wasn't for Toonami back in the day reviewing video games, when they reviewed 10, I would not be here right now.
10?
Yeah, whenever how Tom and Toonami when they used to do Toonami Monday through Friday, because I used to do it just to watch Dragon Ball Z and like Yu Yu Hakusho and stuff. When they review video games, they review 10, and I'm like, okay, I gotta check out this Final Fantasy 10. I'm like, okay, there's like that's how there's that's like my the true origin story on how I became a Final Fantasy fan. It's next to after school cartoons and or anime on Cartoon Network.
My uncle played Final Fantasy 8, and I just fell in love with it.
No, believe me. I think after 10, I played 9 because I rented it at Blockbuster. But that's another story. That's like another podcast right there, like Final Fantasy stuff.
We can do that later on.
Yeah. But Birth by Sleep, is the first game where you don't play as, Sora, Donald, or Goofy. Or Riku or the others. It's set 10 years before the first game.
Wow, okay.
Which back then, I was like, okay, this is the origin story, right?
It's the origin to the origin.
It's like, oh, okay. Because every game starts off a series, and then for some reason, they always do a prequel game. And that literally defines the series, will it bomb or not. For some reason, Birth by Sleep worked well. in my opinion. Like, it worked well. And I'll get to that right now. I know you want me to get to it, right, Rex? On why I think it worked out.
Or yeah, get to.
Yeah, because you have Terra, Ven, and Aqua, right? Terra, he's like the strength guy, right? He's like the tall dude with the big ass keyblade. You know, it's like, okay, this dude is strength. Then you have Ven. You know, who looks like Roxas. And I remember playing this on the PSP, and I was like, why the hell does this dude look like Ven? I mean, like Roxas. I'm like, why does he look like Roxas? I'm like, that'll probably get explained later on in the game. And then you have Aqua, who's like the first, you know, like legit female character that we control in the series. So, you know, girls that play Kingdom Hearts back in the day, they were all like, oh my god, we finally get to play as a girl who wields a Keyblade, you know, like actually control her. But then, like, the game was so strange, like, in the beginning, because you had to play as each character, and each character had their story. But it all, like, it's like you play as Terra first, then Ven, then Aqua. Like, you do Terra, you play his whole story. Then you do a new game, then you pick Ven, do his story, but then you get to uncover more stuff. You do Aquas, you unlock more shit, and that's where it comes together as a story.
Wow. That's 3 games in one. That's pretty cool.
That's how, like, I enjoyed it on PSP, even though I never finished it because of college. It wasn't until I, you know, started Twitch streaming, and I actually did Birth by Sleep fully, because back then on the PSP, I only did Terra story and a little bit of Ven's. But, you know, me being in college, I got drunk at a party, and I don't know why the fuck I had my PSP in my pocket. I lost that shit.
Oh no.
That's why like on stream I was like, I thought you played every single game. It's like, no, I haven't played every single one.
You have now though, right?
I have,
Sure
yeah, on Twitch I have, and I was like, holy shit, stuff makes sense now.
Like, streaming forces you to play games that you just didn't beat when you were a kid.
No, believe me, people want me to stream Final Fantasy 12, and I hate Final Fantasy 12. And I'm just like, why do y'all want me to stream it? I'm like, I hate that game. It's like, we want you to play it because you hate it. I'm like, I'll consider it one day whenever, like, the game is like less than $20.
I'm gonna wait for it to drop down to 25 or 30, and I'll grab it then. I'm not paying 50 for that game. I hate it.
Yeah, that's me right there. But, you know,
Asked to play it as well. Angie's asked me. A lot of people have asked me to play it.
and Angie told me yesterday that that's her favorite Final Fantasy. I'm just like, oh man, hermanita, why?
Like, you haven't played any Final Fantasy games if that's your favorite.
It's like, I'm gonna admit, like, you know, whenever we do a podcast for Final Fantasy, I'll reveal which ones I've played and which ones I haven't.
Well, I played the select few.
Yeah, that's me too. I haven't played like all of them, but I know the characters because the city of Final Fantasy. Yeah.
All right. So, So where are you at? Birth by Sleep.
Oh, I've already beat it. Like, I already beat it.
Alright.
I beat it like maybe 2 months ago, like fully, and with the secret stuff. Yeah, because, you know,
You're just waiting on the new one to drop.
yeah, well, yeah, basically, because yeah, because you know, Birth by Sleep, it had 3 games in one, right? Because you got to do Terra story, Van story, Aqua story, but you know, throughout their stories, they, you know, bump into each other. So I'm like, okay, you're playing as Terra, you bump into Van, and then whenever you do Van stuff, it's like, oh, so this is what he was doing before he bumped into Terra, or whenever they bumped into Aqua and stuff. Like,
They weren't in a group. They were just individuals.
they were just individuals. Because the story is, because, you know, they all want to become Keyblade Masters, and they do the Mark of Mastery exam in the land of departure where they live at. And their master, Ericus, which is backwards for Square, for Square Enix, Ericus. And then he has like another master Xehanort, which is like it's the original body of Xehanort. He's already an old man.
Okay.
So they do the Mark of Mastery. Terra, like Van is like the newbie because they don't want him to become Keyblade Master, and that gets explained later on why. So Terra and Aqua are trying to become Keyblade Masters. They do the test, and they have to fight each other. But Aqua passes, but Terra fails because Terra has darkness in his heart, and that would make Xehanort keep an eye on him because oh, this guy has darkness in his heart. And Xehanort is like the bad guy who stole Ans's name. It's like, okay, Xehanort, we know your fucking name. That's how you really look like. Why were you young in the second game? And I'm like, why are you old in this game and this is the prequel?
Okay, that's true.
And I'm like, okay, you're old. I'm just like, whenever I was playing this, I'm just like, okay, I'm in my late 20s now. I'm gonna take a guess on what's gonna happen, but I'm not gonna say it until I get to the part of the story where it actually happens. And
yeah,
because Terra fails, he tries to do his, he tries to like, but Xehanort disappears for some apparent reason. But he's off doing some shady ass shit. It's like, it's Xehanort. We already know your name from Kingdom Hearts 2. And like, oh, that's the real bad guy. It's like, he's doing some shady shit. So Erica sends Aqua and Terra to go investigate a new evil that arise, and it wasn't even the Heartless. It was like something like negative emotions that turned into monsters. So they called them on Unversed. Because you got Heartless, you got Nobodies, right? For the first two Kingdom Hearts games, now you have Unversed, which is negative emotions. I'm like, roll with it. I'm like okay, roll with it.
Against all bad emotions.
And like all your bad emotions, and
They only want happiness.
like they want, like, whenever people are like, they sense negative energy, they are attracted to them and all that. And then like like in those worlds, you go to Cinderella's world, you go to Snow White, since they're princesses of heart. And you go to other world.
Captured.
Yeah, you go to Lilo and Stitch's world when Stitch was still in space before he even went to the movie. Like, when the movie takes place in Hawaii. It was when he was
That's pretty cool. I like that.
It was. I actually enjoyed it. I was like, okay, they actually did something. Like, oh, Stitch is in space, so this is what might have happened if Kingdom Hearts is somehow canon to Disney movies. You get to go to Olympus Coliseum and you see teenage Hercules, like 13-year-old Hercules, which was pretty cool.
That's cool too. Yeah.
And what made
So it definitely acts like he aged.
yeah he aged, so he was like a teenager, and in Kingdom Hearts that we know him, he's like what, mid-20s, early 20s. He's in the yeah, like they just say he's like 21 to 25 at that point. Like, at least it shows that, okay, they aged. But, Disney Town, not Disney Castle, but Disney Town. That's where they had they had mini games there, but they were bullshit too. They were so annoying. Yeah, but what I enjoyed about Olympus Coliseum though, Rex, which was my favorite world in that game, you get to see young Hercules. And they added Zack from Final Fantasy VII, who was, Cloud's best friend. Like, since you haven't played Crisis Core, you would kind of know. Like, you played 7, right? Fully?
Zack is.
Huh?
Cloud doesn't know who Zack is.
Yeah, but, he knows. But, they added Zack in Olympus Coliseum or Birth by Sleep. But he was a teenager though. Also, that what made it interesting. It's like, okay, Hercules is a teenager. They made Zack into a teenager, but he was still like, I want to be a hero type thing. That's what he does in Crisis Core. He wants to be a hero,
Okay.
and it fits with the whole Hercules thing because he's a hero also. That's what makes it like that's what makes the game great in my opinion. But then you have like, obviously like the main you have like the Disney worlds and all that. But then you have Xehanort who has a character that's like his like his sidekick or whatever. His name is Vanitas and he's like he's covered up, so he kinda has like a armor and his face is covered so you can't really tell who he is. But he's like super important if he's like Xehanort's right hand man. Did you hear that, Rex? Rex, you got real quiet, bro.
It. Everything should be okay.
All right, I hear you now.
I could have just been talking low.
Probably. Yeah, but also like Birth by Sleep served as a good game for like a lot of origin stories.
Altogether.
All together, like when you play as Terra, Ven, and Aqua. Because I'm gonna try to make this short as possible. You play as Terra, Ven, and Aqua. You go to the same worlds as all three of them, but the story comes together. Because Terra is trying to like get rid of the darkness, but the darkness keeps coming out of him. Like he uses the darkness to get at us like some tight shit. Like, oh, I can't really do this, but he unleashes his darkness. And Xehanort throughout the story is like, you gotta use your darkness because light cannot exist without darkness. You gotta utilize it because and that's when he starts believing Xehanort more than his own master. And that's what like in the story it gets revealed, whenever you do Ven's story, that Van used to be Xehanort's apprentice, but he didn't want to like do the evil shit that Xehanort wanted. Which I don't know, like
Okay, so he was like kind of standing up to him.
yeah, and then like he tried fight like for some reason whenever like in the flashbacks whenever you played as Van, Xehanort is training Van and he has the Heartless. He's controlling Heartless, which is I'm like, okay, this is a prequel, so he has Heartless, but we're fighting something called Unversed. Why does he have Heartless already? I'm just like, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm like, fuck it.
Right.
But Van, he gets defeated by the Heartless, and like Xehanort gets tired of his shit. It's like, you're not gonna listen to me, because and then like he gets his Keyblade and stabs Van when he's knocked out, and he gets split into two. But it's not a Heartless and nobody type deal. It's like whenever Van, like all of Van's darkness got created into a whole different being, and that ended up being Vanitas, which ended up being Xehanort's right hand man in the story. And Vanitas is actually in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer also.
So they're bringing it together.
Yeah. So Van is like the Van that we control he's pure light, and Vanitas is Van but darkness. And that's what like it just gets super weird like after that, like with Van, because
Right.
it just gets weird as fuck. Because with every story, Terra does his shit, and then he senses a warm light when when you're in the world map, kinda, and there's like a cutscene on the world map where it's like, "Yo, what's this light?" and you get transported into Destiny Islands, and that's where like Terra meets little Riku and little Sora. Yeah, and like Sora doesn't really pay that much attention because Riku was more pure when he was little. So Terra shows Riku the Keyblade.
Okay. Honestly, Riku's a little bit on the smarter side than Sora is, anyway.
Yeah, because Sora was like he was waiting for Riku. Where they had the boats in Destiny Islands. When they were about to leave or whatever. When they before they went back to the main islands and stuff because they were little. But Riku stayed and talked with Terra and he told him because he sensed the good in Riku, and he pulled out his Keyblade, telling him what the this is a Keyblade, this is to protect the light, and he let Riku hold it. Where they hold the blade,
Yes.
and like Riku holds it, and Terra says, with this key for his wielder, you shall one day be. So Terra passed on the Keyblade to Riku that he was going to wield it one day when it was needed.
Now he doesn't have a Keyblade, he has a sword.
Yeah.
Right?
Like that, like for me, at that point when I played Terra's story first and he got the Keyblade, I'm like, okay, it makes sense on why Sora got the Keyblade in the first game. Because whenever like Riku got sucked into darkness and Sora ended up getting the Keyblade, I'm like, okay, Terra's little ceremony wore off because Riku went to darkness and the Keyblade was still there, but the Keyblade probably sent Sora's light, and that's how he got it.
You're probably right on that.
Yeah,
Sora's more of a
yeah,
light character.
yeah, and then like I remember in Hollow Bastion, Riku's like, yes, the Maleficent said that Riku was the original chosen one of the Keyblade, and I'm just like, okay, after watching Terra do that ceremony with Riku as a little kid, it's like he was the original, like he was supposed to get the Keyblade and not Sora, because Terra passed on the Keyblade to Riku and not Sora at that point. So Riku was the original bearer of the Kingdom Key and not Sora, but since he went to darkness, he lost it, which was pretty cool right there. I'm like, okay, the whole Sora getting the Keyblade thing makes sense, kinda, but then they just fucking erased that shit with other stuff that goes on in Birth by Sleep.
Right.
Because you do, because in Ven's story you get to see like Ven's origins, and Van lost his heart, and like way back in the day, like
Okay.
a few years before Birth by Sleep, so there's like an origin to the origin. And it's so hard to explain Kingdom Hearts. Like
Crazy.
it is, because in the beginning of Birth by Sleep, you see Xehanort holding Roxas and Destiny Islands, and for some reason, like Ven wakes up because he lost his heart, but he woke up because some type of light brought his heart back, and it got revealed when Xehanort and Van's lifeless body without a heart was like laying there in Destiny Islands. Ironically, that was the day Sora was born. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Wow. That's crazy.
I'm like,
Of course.
okay, Sora was born at that point. So, Sora's heart, Sora's freaking heart of pure light brought Ven back to life. And that's what made Xehanort take Ven to where Terra and Aqua lived to train so he could get better at the Keyblade.
Okay.
So that's like one origin story for Ven. Remember the Vanitas character I told you about, which is like Ven's pure darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Vanitas is Ven's pure darkness. If they fight, what Xehanort said, if Ven and Vanitas fight, they create the ultimate Keyblade, which is like like I would say like the godly Keyblade, like the main Keyblade that opens up the real door to Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
But then when they fight and Vanitas shows his face, Vanitas looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts 2, like the face. And there's a reason why Vanitas looks like
face?
Yeah, like he had a mask, but it kind of like went like he took it off, and he looked like Sora.
Oh, form.
Yeah, like like Sora's face and the hair and everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why Vanitas looks like Sora, because remember whenever Ven and with the day Sora was born, Ven had his heart lost, and Sora shared his heart with Ven for some apparent reason. It's like, I don't know how the fuck a newborn baby shares a heart with somebody they don't know.
Right.
I'm just like,
True.
it's fucking Disney. Roll with it. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Okay. Sora shared Ven's heart, so that's why Vanitas looked like Sora, right?
Right.
But in Ven's story, you defeat Vanitas because you're fighting him like within Ven's heart, and like if Ven kills Vanitas, Ven dies. Because you can't have one side without the other.
Share.
Yeah, because they share.
Yeah, 'cause they share one heart.
Yeah, but at that point, Ven didn't care because he only cared about he cared about Terra and Aqua. At that point, it was like, I'm doing it for my friends. I don't care about the Keyblade. I don't care about this and that. So he kills Vanitas. Or, he destroys him because, he's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. He defeats him. You can't even say kill. You're like, he killed Vanitas.
Nope, he defeated him. He ran away and retreated.
Well, you know how they disappear in the darkness. They're just laying down defeated and they just disappear into darkness. Like, I assume that's how they died because Disney. Because you can just have a lifeless body just there.
That's true. Yep, that's about right.
And then, like, what made it more interesting with Ven looking like Roxas? You go to Hollow Bastion. Well, Radiant Garden. Whenever it was Radiant Garden, Ven actually makes friends with Axel's human form. Teenage,
of course he does.
Teenage Axel. His human form, Lee. Before he became a nobody, and they put an X in his name, and that's how he became Axel. You know what I mean, right? The whole X thing and the names before they became nobody. Yeah, because Lee is Axel. Because you add the X to Lee, and you switch the letters around, it spells Axel.
True.
And then, like, the Axel's best friend was Zyx. I don't know if you remember him.
I do.
Yeah, they're BFFs. But, like, I like, that was good because, they do, like, a cutscene fight somewhat as the Van and Axel, Lee, his human form. And I was just like, okay, I kind of like how they, like, I even said in my stream, like, I even paused the game. I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm not fucking seeing it. It's like, that is literally Axel and Roxas fighting, but it's Ven and Lee. It's like, what the fuck? Because at that point, I lost my PSP, and I'm playing this like a couple months ago, and I'm just like, holy shit, Ven looks like Roxas. Lee is Axel's human form. Axel's human form met Ven that looks like Roxas, and that's why they probably got along as nobodies.
Probably true. Yep.
I'm just like, I was like, I had to pause the game. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? Stuff makes sense. Stuff is happening. But after that, you do everything. And then they explain that there was a Keyblade War before Birth by Sleep, like 100 years before that. So there was a Keyblade War. and that's where they awakened Kingdom Hearts the first time. First time.
Okay, so it was just a whole lot of Keyblade builders.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of Keyblade builders, which is ironically the mobile game that's out right now. Unchained Key. That's literally
Yeah.
that's the game that's the before the Keyblade War. So I'm like, okay, my character on my phone is part of the Keyblade War. Amazing.
Somewhat connected then.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, Birth by Sleep. You do Aqua's story. Aqua is literally the character that closes off everything. Cause hell, she even has her own game, the 2.8, Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
I know that was even a game.
Yeah, Aqua, she sees everything. She sees Terra's darkness is getting bigger. Van is just out there roaming the worlds, learning about his true past. So she's trying to take Van home and trying to get Terra not to be in darkness. And she just like sees everything, and she gets the saddest shit in this in the game. Like, in the end of Terra's story, she sees everything that happens. You go to the last stage, which is where the Keyblade War was at, but they call it the Keyblade Graveyard. That's where the final battle happens. Like the whole Van killing Vanitas, from inside his heart, and then you have Aqua fighting Vanitas, in actual human form, and Terra is fighting Xehanort. And that's how the young Xehanort came to be, because the character model for Terra, Rex, is the young version of the Xehanort you see into The Apprentice. You remember the young version of Xehanort before he became when he was an apprentice? I don't know if you remember.
We Google image it.
You just put Xehanort KH2, apprentice Xehanort. He's literally Google imaging that.
Okay, yeah.
Just turn the hair to black, and that's Terra.
Okay. Yeah, I see the picture of Terra right now, so it's just darker hair.
Yeah. So basically, Xehanort he grew Terra's darkness, and Xehanort stabbed himself with the Keyblade and took over Terra's body.
Oh, okay.
So, because he wanted a new host, because he wanted to live to see another Keyblade War to emerge, which hasn't happened yet, and that's why he needs Terra's body.
Yeah.
And
So he enjoys seeing the wars.
yeah, he wants to he's heard the Keyblade War in stories, but he wants to make his own.
Okay.
And then in Birth by Sleep, there were no gummies. They had armor and kind of their Keyblade turned into a ship. But they had full night armor, like Terravan and Aqua.
Okay.
So Terra's heart is in his Keyblade armor. So Terra is still alive somewhere out there, but he's just armor. And he's kind of have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist?
So I have.
You have? Was that a yes?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm guessing you did watch it, right?
I have seen it.
Basically, that's what Terra is. He's basically Al, but instead of the blood symbol for alchemy, it's his heart. His heart is in his armor.
Pretty cool though. Hopefully maybe they could do that. Get rid of the gummies and change that.
I don't know, but That's where Terra is. He's in his armor somewhere in the fucking world, or he could be in the Keyblade graveyard, where the Keyblade War was at. But Van sacrifices himself for his friends, to get rid of the Keyblade, the all powerful, most awesome Keyblade ever, to kill Vanitas, and then like Aqua defeats the real body version of Vanitas in the real world. But Van and Vanitas fought within each other's hearts, like like inside themselves or some shit like that. Because they fused into one to create the all powerful Keyblade. So they were fighting within the body of themselves. I don't know. It's just so, like that game. Like was like so much, but it made everything make sense.
To do it all together.
Yeah, and then what makes it more funny, which I feel like it's like the biggest like plot hole ever in Kingdom Hearts. Mickey knew Terraven and Aqua because they interacted within each other's stories. Like Terraven and Aqua, they met Mickey. Hell, they even met Donald and Goofy with Yen Sid. I'm like,
so maybe Donald and Goofy and Mickey all know everything, but they don't want to tell Sora.
I think so, because I feel like that would be like some awesome information for Sora to have. Because I'm like, how do you know? Like, you made friends with Terra, Van, and Aqua, and you didn't tell Sora or Riku. Hell, even Kairi, because she's more involved now.
They would tell Riku and not Sora.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for that. But that kind of got explained in the newest game that came out last year, which was like a prologue chapter. But we'll get to that in a sec. Because Birth by Sleep, Van sacrificed himself, but his body's still there, and Aqua recovers it. And he takes Van back to Yen Sid. And, Yen Sid explains to Aqua that Van's heart is not even in his body anymore. That he's looking for a new host, right? Like, that gets explained, like, in the game, you gotta do Terraven and Aqua's story. You gotta collect all the Xehanort reports, and then you unlock the real final chapter,
Yeah.
But before let me explain to you why Kairi has a Keyblade real quick, and that's an Aqua story. Kairi, as a little girl, lived in Hollow Bastion, or Radiant Garden.
Okay.
She got chased around by some unversed, and Aqua protected. Aqua and Mickey protected Kairi. Even Kairi knew who Mickey was before fucking Kingdom Hearts 1. Or she met Mickey. And the reason why Kairi has a Keyblade, because she accidentally touched the Keyblade handle when Aqua wasn't looking to feel protected. So Aqua accidentally passed on the Keyblade to Kairi without her knowing. See, I could tell they just BS that part. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll with it. That's how she got a Keyblade. We'll go with it.
She made a connection by touching it.
Yeah, because Aqua was a Keyblade master at that point. So, automatically she probably sends Kairi Slide and passed on the Keyblade without even doing the ceremony thing, for, take this Keyblade for his wielder you shall one day be. They probably just did it like heart to heart, because, Kingdom Hearts, everything's by the heart.
True.
And they're like, oh... And then whenever you do that with Kairi, you get the Keyblade for Aqua that Kairi had in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm just like, alright, makes sense. It explains why Kairi has a Keyblade. It's just like so much stuff. Like, Birth by Sleep was like the seed that made everything make sense. Because Aqua is trying to save Van. He doesn't have a heart because his heart is somewhere out there. And since Aqua became a Keyblade master, she got secret stuff. So she went back to where they grew up. But at that point, Xehanort has turned their home into darkness, and their master was dead. So, Aqua used her master's Keyblade to turn the place where they lived into Castle Oblivion, which was the place in Chain of Memories. So I'm just like, okay, they're making Kingdom Hearts, the Chain of Memories makes sense now.
Yeah, they're definitely tying it all together.
And then what makes it more funny, it finally explains why Organization 13 was in Castle Oblivion in the first place. Like,
What was it there?
Aqua locked up Van in the throne room in Castle Oblivion because he was in an eternal sleep and his heart was somewhere out there. So Aqua locked Van in Castle Oblivion, and that's what Organization 13 was looking for. They were looking for Van.
Okay, they were looking for him.
Yeah. Because they said that Van could have been like something important to get their hearts back or something like that.
You getting them back? Okay.
Yeah, but to this day, Van is still asleep, going into Kingdom Hearts 3. Like his body is. His body.
Right.
But his heart is somewhere out there. And you get a scene with little Sora and little Riku. And Riku's being a smartass. It's like Sora's all like, I feel like somebody's suffering out there. And Riku's like, Sora, close your eyes. Maybe you could talk to them. And then like you go, like the stained glass window place where you like always go in the beginning of the game. When you play Kingdom Hearts 1 and you go to the stained glass windows, like the platforms and stuff.
Platforms where you get to choose everything.
Yeah, like it's there, but it's like Sora's, like like you see like the boat, like the wood boat they make and stuff, like the window, and then like you see Sora in the middle, and and then you see Van's heart like floating there, and he was,
oh wow, that's crazy.
yeah, it's like your light, Van's all like Van's heart is all like, oh, your light brought me here, like this is pure light. Is it okay if I rest here with you? So Van's heart is within Sora, and that's why, whenever Riku went to darkness and lost the Keyblade, that's why he went to Sora, because Van's heart is in Sora, and Van can wield a Keyblade. And that's why in Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora could do 2 Keyblades in Drive form, because, he could already know how to wield a Keyblade, but the second Keyblade in Valor form, Master form, and Final form, the second Keyblade is because of Van's heart.
Ooh.
I'm just like, there is no way they had this shit planned, like back then. There is no way. But they somehow
I
made...
always wondered, why did he have 2 Keyblades for? That makes sense now.
It kind of does. I'm just like, okay, it makes sense. I'm just like, because Van's heart is in Sora.
Right.
And then, like, there's 2 other games, bro. You got Recoded, which is like, that game is like so BS. It's not even worth it.
I don't know what that game is, man.
Dude, it's like, they go into Jiminy's journal to recover the data from the first journal that got erased. I'm just like, skipping it.
I'll blame you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then like they do like a data Sora, which is not the real Sora, but it's the data that was recorded in the journal, the memories, and they created like a data Sora for the journal. I was just like, okay, cool. That game happens. Data Sora discovers who Namine is, who Shion is, Aquaman, and Terra, and how they make sense. And basically that game is like telling Data Sora, it's up to you to save all of us. It's up to you so we could, live a normal life. Cause you know when that game happened, Rex recoded. Remember the message in Kingdom Hearts 2 that Sora got and the bottle.
What's the message? What did it say?
Like literally that game happened and Mickey learned the truth, and then that's where he decided to tell Sora about Terravan and Aqua. It's like you have to come to Yensid's place. We're gonna tell you about three friends that I lost 10 years ago.
Okay.
Or 12 years ago at that point. It's like, and then Sora, Riku go to Yensid's place, and that's where Dream Drop Distance happens.
Okay.
They do like the mark of mastery and all that, and that's where you discover that that's where the real Sora discovers everything that happened and recoded with the data Sora. It's like who Shion is, who Roxas is, Terravan and Aqua. It's like you could save all of them basically.
They'll try to.
No, I feel like it is gonna happen because there's no way, like, it's Disney. Everybody's gonna come back. It's like it's a given.
They'll tie it in.
Yeah, but what I love about Dream Drop Distance though, that's where like Riku and Sora do the mark of mastery, but they go into a slumber to do the test, and they go to sleeping worlds, and that's where the whole Dream Eater crap comes in. That's a new type of enemy, Dream Eaters, because you're in the dream world basically.
Okay.
You go to worlds that were sucked into darkness, but they're still dreaming. I'm just like, oh my god, they're doing dreams now.
Yeah.
And that's where you discover, like, that's where it gets more creepy, like weird. Then you have like a teenage Xehanort as the bad guy. I'm just like, does Xehanort always fucking get younger? It's like he started off as an old man, then he became Terra, now he's a teenager. I'm like, what?
That's true. He does. Yeah, Benjamin Button effect on him.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, is he gonna like? I'm just like, oh my god, if he fucking steals a fucking baby's heart next, I'm done.
That's true.
Because it gets to the point like, you go to sleeping worlds, you do the the world, you do like, there's like worlds that we never seen before, like, Jesus, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That was like a gift right there. Hunchback of Notre Dame in Kingdom Hearts was amazing.
Yeah.
What I loved about that game though, Rex, you do one world, you play as Riku and Sora. You do one world as Sora, and then you play as Riku in the same world, but it's kind of like Birth by Sleep. It's like, oh, that's how it makes sense, You do the same, the same mechanics as Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
And then you get to go to the world that never was in the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, because that world isn't a dream now. Because after Kingdom Hearts 2, there was no point to that world, so it went into a dream. But you discover that Xehanort was recreating Organization 13. He wanted to do 13 Xehanorts. Like, he wanted to put his heart in 13 people to recreate the 13 darknesses to create the Keyblade. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, so first, like, the first time you only needed Van and Vanitas to make the Keyblade. Now you need 13 darknesses and 7 lights to recreate the Keyblade War. I'm just like, alright. I'm rolling with it. I was just like, because he got 13 darknesses, and he wanted to make Sora the 13th one because he knew how to wield a Keyblade. And Sora's dumbass almost got into darkness in that game.
Sora always almost goes to darkness.
Yeah, but you know what? But you know what made it though? Like, they did the whole Inception thing. They did the dream within a dream, since they were already in a dream doing the test. Sora, the dream within the dream, he learned about Terraven and Aqua. He learned about Shion. He finally got to talk to Naminé and thank her and all that shit. You know how in Kingdom Hearts 2 it says thank Naminé. He finally thanked Naminé.
Okay.
But he got to learn, Roxas talks to Sora like they're like Roxas has his own body, and he was like, "It has to be you. You're the only one that could bring us back." I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I'm like, okay, like Sora knows about Terran and Aqua, Shion, Roxas. He already knew about Roxas, but he learned that it's up to him to save everybody. I was just like, okay, but Riku is trying to wake up Sora because he's being sucked into darkness. And Riku's the real MVP of Dream Drop Distance, Rex. That's where at the Riku won me over. Cause it got to the point, Rex, that this game has gotten so really complicated, and that's why I feel like I don't know what's going on anymore. Because the young Zaya, the story is so in 50 million directions, but it somehow kind of makes sense. You think it makes sense. Remember the young teenage Xehanort that I told you about, the teenage one? There's another Xehanort that time traveled to the first game. I'm just like, why are y'all doing time travel now? I'm like, don't. It's already confusing. Now you're adding time travel to this shit.
So he could have stopped it or helped progress it.
I'm just like, okay. You remember in Kingdom Hearts 1, the brown paper bag guy that said, this world has been connected.
Yeah.
That was one. That was one Xehanort. That was a Xehanort. That was just kind of like the whole Terra heart armor thing. It was just basically a cloak with Xehanort's heart, and he interacted with his younger self in the past to be at Destiny Islands. At this point, I'm just like, what?
Right.
Because
that's really weird.
Because the teenage Xehanort was the one that caused the storm in the first game in Kingdom Hearts 1. To make Sora, Riku, and the others leave the island.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are fucking doing the storm from the first game on how they got to Traverse Town. I'm like, it was a young Xehanort that did that? I'm like, okay.
Who else would it be?
I'm just like at this point I'm trying to roll with it. I know I might miss some stuff, Rex, that I might not remember because I played this last year.
Oh, it's no problem.
All I know, there's time travel involved, and for some reason, shit just it just gets weirder. I'm just like, Xehanort is trying to recreate Organization 13, which you see in the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, this is where the fan armor comes in. Lee saves Sora and Riku from Organization 13, from Xehanort. I'm just like, Lee or Axel, Axel saves them.
It's Axel.
But he's Lee, but they were like, Axel, what are you doing here? Lee, Axel, just call me Axel.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, that shit happens, but whenever they wake up in the real world, Sora and Riku, Sora doesn't wake up because he's in the same thing Ven was. His heart wasn't there. But Riku goes back into the dream world to get Sora back. And he saves Sora, because, main character shit,
Yeah, Sora can't go, not yet.
Yeah, Sora can't go because, it's Sora. We can't kill off. So,
Like, who else you gonna play as?
I was like, you gotta play as Sora's Kingdom Hearts 3. So, that's where Riku sees, like, all the memories that Sora saw, and he knows what Sora saw, like Roxas, Terra Van Aqua, and, Shion and all that shit. I'm just like, okay, cool. Riku fights young Xehanort, he defeats him, because, he ain't gonna die. And then, like, Axel is fighting Zayax because he's in Organization 13 again. Because he's a Xehanort. He gave his heart to Xehanort. And, like, other people, But we don't know who they are yet. I know one of them is Zigbar. The guy with the guns.
Level?
Zigbar, the guy with the guns. He's part of the new Organization 13.
Alright, that's cool.
The Xehanort is recreated. It's a Organization 13 off there in the background. But Riku saved Sora from his stupid going into darkness shit. Yensid says it's like, okay, you guys did the Mark of Mastery exam. I wasn't planning on, Xehanort getting involved, but I calculated the results and Sora failed the Sora's not a Keyblade Master. He failed the test. Sora failed.
Was the Keyblade? It should have been Riku.
Yeah, Riku passed because he was the one that he didn't give himself the darkness. But yeah, but they're not gonna reveal his Keyblade until Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, he'll probably get it last minute.
Yeah, but Sora still keeps his Keyblade because he wants to prove himself again.
Yeah.
And that's where they like reveal like Kairi's she's a guardian of light, so that's why she can wield a Keyblade. And this is where the fan armor comes in, Rex. Remember the fan armor I told you for Axel? Yeah, the fan armor for Axel. His whenever nobodies die, they go back to their human form. So in Dream Drop Distance, Axel is already back to his human form, which is Lee, but they still call him Axel. And he says, I want to help out some of my friends that that I have from my memories when I was a nobody.
So he remembers everything.
He kind of remembers like people that he cared for, but he doesn't remember who. He kind of remembers Roxas and Shion and like Van when they interacted in Birth by Sleep. And this is where like the biggest ass pull in Kingdom Hearts history. They give he was like, Axel's all like, oh, I want to learn how to wield a Keyblade. And like, you want to, like, everybody's all shocked, like Donald, Goofy, Sora, Riku, like, you want to learn how to wield a Keyblade? It's like, but you were a nobody. You lost your heart and shit. And he was like, I'm back to human, so I think I could wield one. And he gets a Keyblade, like, he just like flicks his hand. I'm like, I don't know, I thought you just did this shit. Like he flicks his hand and he got a Keyblade. I'm like, are y'all
just
serious?
kind of gave him a Keyblade.
Yeah, then like I was like, okay, how do you get a Keyblade?
Dang, that's good.
I don't know if the person watching my stream that asked the question earlier about like how do you get a Keyblade. Apparently you have to have a pure light, but then like it just got to the fact it's like, oh, all you gotta do is have a good heart and like believe in yourself. You get but like it's like a Oprah thing. You get a Keyblade. You get a Keyblade. Everybody gets a Keyblade. I was just like,
Yep.
Like that's the gist of it, Rex. Old Xehanort is back, and he's recreating Organization 13.
So that's gonna go into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Apparently, until they came out with 2.8. Because 2.8,
Alright, so
Yeah, 2.8 is like, it's like one of those games that are like short, 3 hours, like a prologue type of thing. Because, like you play as Aqua in that one. But, in Aqua's story, she was the one that kind of set the events for everything. Because, she sacrificed herself to go into the realm of darkness to save Terra's body that was possessed by Xehanort. So Aqua is the main person on why Kingdom Hearts is possible. She saved Terra to put herself in darkness, and she sent because Terra, Xehanort, and Aqua fought. She defeated Terra Xehanort, and that's where she sends. They fought in Radiant Garden, slash Hollow Bastion, right? She sends Terra possessed by Xehanort back to Radiant Garden, and she stays in the realm of darkness. And that's where the science ansem finds Terra Xehanort's unconscious body, and that's where the events that happened during the prequel to like Terra Xehanort taking over Ansem and making the nobodies. I don't know that she basically sacrificed her life to save Terra, and Terra, who's possessed by Xehanort, found Ansem, and that's where the whole apprentice scientist thing happened. To study the heart happened.
Right. Okay.
And then 2.8, which came out last year on PS4. You play as Aqua in the realm of darkness, which was pretty interesting because they actually made that shit fit. Because you're in the realm of darkness, you go to the other worlds that were in darkness, and eventually you run into Mickey. I'm like, why is Mickey in the realm of darkness?
So weird, yeah.
I'm just like, okay. I was just like, roll with it, do the story. But at that point, Aqua's been in the realm of darkness for years. That Kingdom Hearts 1 was happening at that point when we're playing 2.8, which is weird, I know, but you get to see, she starts like seeing Van and Terra, and Terra, it's the Xehanort is using like Aqua's memories to like fool, because Xehanort's trying to find Van, because he needs Van to recreate the Keyblade with Vanitas, but we didn't even know Vanitas was alive at that point until the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. And I'm just throwing so much shit at you, right?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into Kingdom Hearts.
I don't even know if I'm explaining it right. For me, it makes sense, like the order I played it.
Definitely, you're fine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to make it short, bro. You do the Realm of Darkness with Aqua. You're with Mickey. Somehow you go to Destiny Island whenever it got sucked into darkness in the first game. Remember the wooden door that couldn't open?
Yeah.
They somehow opened that bitch, and that's where Mickey gets the golden Keyblade.
Door. I always wondered what was behind that door.
It was the golden Keyblade that Mickey has.
That's pretty cool.
I was just like, okay, that makes sense. And now they go to the Realm of Dark. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where Mickey shows up with the golden Keyblade and they lock the door. And Sora and Riku are on opposite sides. I don't know if you remember
that.
Yeah. Aqua was behind that door the whole time.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, but Riku didn't know because the Aqua had the chance to escape with Sora, but she was fighting off Heartless that dragged her back into Destiny Island, which closed her off from the door. So that's why she's still in the Realm of Darkness. She sacrificed herself just to let Riku and Sora close the door. And was she still alive out there in the realm of darkness?
She's probably still fighting Heartless.
Yeah. So that's where Kingdom Hearts 3 comes into play. Because, in the trailers, you see Riku and Mickey together, and Xian sends them to the realm of darkness to find Aqua. And, in the trailers, you see Sora, Donald, and Goofy in Olympus Coliseum training. So,
Yeah.
and then Kyrie has a Keyblade and Axel has a Keyblade, and they're training with Merlin the wizard with the key to learn how to wield the Keyblade. So that's where Kingdom Hearts 3 starts from there. So basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 so far is trying to destroy Xehanort for reals. If they
You
do.
gotta stop him. Yeah, definitely have to stop him.
I feel like, how long was I talking for? Like an hour? Holy shit.
We're at 2 hours. We're at 2 hours right now. Yeah.
Holy
So,
shit. Damn it, Nomura. Holy shit. Kingdom Hearts took me 2 hours to explain. Well, not really, because we talked for a bit, and then I probably took over like halfway.
could even talk more if you wanted to, which is the crazy thing. But
Yeah.
you want to move on to like Kingdom Hearts 3 talk?
Yeah, but just give me 1 sec, bro. Let me take another leak.
Right.
That's what I hate about drinking and streaming at the same time. It's the leaks.
All right.
Just give me like 1 or 2 minutes. Alrighty, bro. I'm back.
All right, you're back.
Yeah, I forgot something, Rex. How I told you 2.8, right? They released a 50-something minute movie along with it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that one real quick. It's a prequel to the fucking prequel. It's like the origins before the Keyblade War. It's like there's 5 unions. Then you have some guy called the Master of Masters, and he has 6 apprentices, and he gives some guy named Lushu a Keyblade, which is Xehanort's Keyblade, and he says, this Keyblade has my eye in it. You know how there's some Keyblades that have eyes in it?
Okay.
It's the Master of Masters seeing stuff after he dies. So, he wrote the Book of Prophecies, which already predicted all the shit that's happened so far in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And Birth by Sleep and shit. Like, he already predicted that.
Yeah.
So, his apprentice Lushu is like, he's like, you're going to pass on this Keyblade to an apprentice, and he'll pass it on to an apprentice. And I feel like since it's Xehanort's Keyblade, Xehanort got it somewhere along the line.
Yep.
But, the 5 unions, they all, like, the Master and Master told him, like, oh, there's 5 of y'all. Y'all have unions, like your own, army and shit. One of y'all is the traitor. And that's where the Keyblade War happened.
Okay.
But the Master of Masters, he says like, my body's gonna disappear, so he disappears. It's like blah, right? Like he just disappears, and the unions are there for themselves. They all like don't trust each other because he told them it's like one of them was a traitor, so they all don't trust each other, and that's basically the story of the Keyblade War.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's like you can actually search up the movie on YouTube, Rex.
I didn't
Somebody,
know there was one.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
I'll check it out.
yeah. It's like 50 something minutes, but it really doesn't explain a lot. It's like an origin to the origin.
Backstory. Okay.
Well, it's actually called Kingdom Hearts backstory. Jesus Christ.
No.
I know, but like, give me 1 second, Rex. My mom needs me to do something real quick,
Well,
and then we'll get to the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff like we promised.
all right.
All right, I'm back, Rex. That was real quick. She wanted me to do something on her phone since I'm her IT
No
guy.
worries.
I'm like her personal IT guy.
Personal IT person, huh?
Yeah, I'm like I'm young. I know smartphones and shit. But let's get on to the Kingdom Hearts 3 shit because I know you had some questions for me.
And the first one I got for you is, will Kairi and Riku be playable characters, you think?
But the way, like what I've told you earlier, that Merlin is training Lee and Kyrie to learn how to wield the Keyblade, and the way, and whenever they did that trailer for the song for Kingdom Hearts 3, it showed Riku and Mickey in the Realm of Darkness. I believe Riku is going to be playable, and Mickey will be your party member to rescue Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. That's my Riku playable character guess. The the Kyrie one, I hope she's playable because there's no way they would give her a Keyblade for her not to be playable. It's like I could see them being like the Roxas intro. It's like they're learning how to wield the Keyblade, Kyrie and Axel. So they would be good for intro game for tutorials, in my
I
opinion.
completely agree. Yeah, I agree.
It's like
Even if
because
maybe
they
give her a DLC.
it could be, but for me, if they gave Kyrie a Keyblade and because of Aqua, but then like Lee got a Keyblade because plot convenience for Roxas and Shion. It's like you wouldn't give Axel a freaking Keyblade or Lee for the people that are gonna be politically correct and call him Lee. It's like you wouldn't give him a Keyblade for nothing. It's like there will be good tutorial levels, or unless Sora, Donald, and Goofy at Olympus Coliseum is a tutorial level. But my guess, Kyrie and Axel, they have to be the intro tutorial levels for me for them to be playable.
I agree with the Kyrie as well. What world are you looking forward to the most?
Straight up,
What world have you seen so far that you're looking forward to, and then what world do you want to be in the game that you haven't seen?
all right, because the world I'm looking forward to is Toy Story, because that's childhood right there.
Toy Story.
Yeah, because I saw the trilogy, the first three movies. I cried in the end of three because if people that saw it, whenever they were about to get melted and shit, you felt that shit because that was your childhood. They were about to get melted, but they got saved. But Toy Story because childhood nostalgia. But if I want a world in Kingdom Hearts 3 with Disney buying like freaking Marvel and Lucasfilm, like I know it's a long shot. I want a freaking Star Wars world. I want a lightsaber Keyblade.
I said the same. Star Wars. Actually, we got the same. Toy Story and Star Wars. When I saw the trailer with Toy Story, I looked at my wife and I'm like, this game. I've waited 2 games for Toy Story.
For real.
Yes, Star Wars would be cool.
But I
for
don't,
sure.
even though I don't see it happening, because they recently bought Lucasfilm in the last 5 years, and Kingdom Hearts started
Yeah,
development in 2012 before they bought Lucasfilm, so I doubt it. But
they're gonna have a Marvel or Star
yeah,
Wars.
but for me being Mexican, Rex, I recently saw with Coco coming out within the last year, I want Coco to be in the freaking Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I,
Mine's a Bug's Life. I would want Bug's Life.
I believe, with me being Mexican, I want Coco in it. I want it to be the new Atlantica. I want that shit to be the singing stage because I'm Mexican. I want to sing me some Spanish.
Yeah, I've not seen Coco, but yeah, man, that's cool. I'm sure they might put something in it. You know,
DLC, I
never
don't
know.
care. I don't even care.
DLC bundle. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. A couple extra planets. That could be one.
That would be sweet. Any other question?
Are you looking forward to play?
Like the game in general, or like what am I like looking forward to, like gameplay wise?
Oh, just what side character are you in
Like
the new game that you haven't used before?
I wanna see if they bring back, like how in Kingdom Hearts 2 people had combos and stuff. Like you did like a limit attack with like Jack Sparrow and like the Beast and stuff like that. I want them to bring that back, and I want to do something with Woody and Buzz, or like with the Tangled people or something like that.
Get Big Hero 10. I want it's kind of what you said, the combo system with the Big Hero, the robot dude. That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like that's what I'm looking forward to. Like with like the characters within each world, I want to see like obviously drive forms are coming back. I want to see like combo attacks with like that world specific character. Like I want them to have like how they're doing like 5 characters now in the same party at the same time. I want them to have like a
Yeah,
limit with Buzz, and a limit with Woody, and I want them to do like a whole party limit break combo type deal.
do with like the little stamps on the ground where they would all jump up and money flies out, but instead of be a group attack, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like something like that.
That would be pretty neat.
It would be, bro. It would be. That's why, like with Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know what to expect. Even though we've seen a couple of trailers, we still don't know what. Like we know what the story is, because with the subtitles and all that, Sora's trying to find a way to bring back Roxas, and then you see Xemnas and Ansem, which is like, oh, they're like the new Organization 13, because the whole young Xehanort and the time travel shit.
What summoning are you looking forward to, if any summonings at all?
Okay, if they go away from the Disney summons, I want to see like an actual summon from Final Fantasy, like Bahamut or something. Like don't give me like, oh, let me have an aerial summon, or like,
I don't think we'll get that.
I doubt it. But if I were to guess like a Disney movie to have a summon for, like it's a hard one to say, because they've done like a bunch of summons.
I think they could do Bug's Life summon.
They
Definitely
could.
generate.
Like for example, you have Toy Story, but it would be sweet to get like like Mr. Potato Head or Jesse to be like like an assist.
Summon
Yeah, like a
the
summon.
rat. Cool. Yeah, sure. I'm not really big on the summons in Kingdom Hearts. They never really
Even
were too useful.
like I didn't use them, but I like to see what they just put in there just for the hell of it. I'm like, oh, they added Simba in Kingdom Hearts 1 as a summon. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use it. Let me see how it looks like. I'm just like, let me see how it looks like, and I'll never use it again.
I like the Chicken Little one. Nobody used him.
Like I'll just use the summons once just to see how they work, and I'll never use them again.
That I was the same way.
Yeah.
Here.
Not a summon guy.
Do you think any of the main characters are gonna die? Riku, Sora, or
Like if it was just a Square Enix game and not a Disney part of it,
Yeah, if it's not Disney. Yeah.
like if it like with it being Disney, nobody's gonna die. But if it was like a Square Enix game solely, I could see somebody like Sora giving up his life to bring back like everybody else.
And it's gonna be Sora or Riku.
Or Riku.
It'll be Sora or Riku. See, we all know Sora and Kyrie's gonna eventually get back together in the same area. Do you think they'll eventually become the it couple?
Who's Sora and Kyrie?
Yeah.
They kind of teased it in the second one because you kind of know Kyrie loves Sora, but Sora doesn't see it because he's an idiot.
Yeah. But now he's like 20 something years old. He has to be into it now.
Yeah, he would be true, but even though he's still like 15 because timeline. But I feel like they might do it because it's like that's what fans want. It's like, oh, we know they dig each other, and Riku doesn't give a crap about love. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, I don't know. There'll be riots.
Yeah. And finally, is this the end? The final game.
I read an article years ago that they're saying that 3 was gonna end the Xehanort saga, and then they were gonna do like another saga. Like, I don't know what it's gonna consist of, or they're gonna do like, oh, it's still gonna be in the same universe, but it'll be like a different character or something.
I'm hoping this is it. I'm hoping this will be the final game. They'll end it
I hope so.
and live peacefully because I'm tired of waiting 10 years. I don't want to wait another 10 years for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Nah, like if we already waited 13. Alright, bro. Well, this will be the last question, right? Because I really gotta get something to eat because I haven't had dinner yet. But for me,
That was it for me. So
alright. So, oh, that's the last question. So that's good timing right there. For me, Kingdom Hearts has had a 13-year wait. I don't know if that's ironically because Organization 13 and there's been a 13-year gap between 2 and 3. If that's an Easter egg, but if they answer all the stuff in 3, I'll be happy if it ends there. But if it ends, it ends. If it doesn't, we gotta wait 20 years for 4.
we'll be too old, man. Be too old.
The question is, like, I'll probably be married. I'll probably be a grandpa by 4.
Already married, so I'll be really old. Hopefully, I'll still be playing video games.
Alrighty, and basically the questions that they were asking me on my chat was basically what you asked me. Like, what am I looking forward to? What do you think is
Questions
gonna?
that were
Yeah, that you asked.
basic questions.
The basic questions. We don't know a lot about this game.
We don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts 3. It's all speculation right now.
Alright.
Much, Mr. Sagex. As always, I'm Rexjes. We might do some more of these.
Alrighty, and for the people on Rexjes' stream, it's been an honor to be on Rexjes' channel. And for the people on my stream, I'll leave a link for Rexjes' Twitch channel and Twitter. If you guys want to give him a follow, that would be amazing. And I'll probably be posting that on my Twitter page right now. And hopefully,
Thank you, man.
no problem. It was an honor. It was like first podcast. I don't know what to expect, but 2.5 hours. That's pretty damn good.
Not bad, huh?
All right, bro. Thank you for the honor, bro.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Or I'll be messaging you later, bro. All right, for the people on my stream, first podcast ever, Kingdom Hearts. I try to do my best knowledge for that, but I try my best because Kingdom Hearts is a confusing series in general. But I'll be seeing you guys on the next stream. Later, guys.